Hi guys, welcome back. We are continuing our Trilogy mode playthrough of Notorious and Outsiders. And since this is the first part of the Trilogy game, we are actually focusing on the Notorious book. In the second episode will be Outsiders, and then the third and final part of the Trilogy will be a combination. So welcome back to the channel. In the previous episode, we have our our bounty hunter, our nomad, Lochs Gil, who is a Kuda alien or a fish-like alien, and they have their first contract to find Tas Ackbo, who is a Kimano alien, an amphibian, sort of frog-like alien, and we basically got to try and I think the contract is more about bringing them in, capturing them rather than killing them, because the reason for the contract was that this Kimano kind of criminal kidnapped a promising young apprentice of the Mystic Order, one of the factions of which I am a little bit friendly. So that was the sort of contract basis. And in the first part, we went through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We went through 5 loops of the game. A loop is essentially a combination of an exploration turn and a destination turn. So you kind of travel and then you reach some kind of location. And for the traveling and for the location, the exploration and the destination, you have to roll to see whether you have any encounters, any events, whether you gather any information that can lead you to your target. And then you kind of repeat that until your notoriety has increased enough that you have a chance to actually find leads. These are characters that you will have to defeat or beat to get closer to the target. Think of it as bosses, yeah, in a video game. You've got to go through like 2 sub bosses before you get to the big boss. So we haven't found any leads yet. However, we now do have 3 notoriety. So now we do actually have a chance of finding leads. You've got to have a minimum of 3 notoriety before that can become a possibility. So, in this video, we are going to continue episode 1 of the trilogy. But enough talking, let's get on with the game. So, Lochs Gil, we are currently, let's bring the book back. We're currently at a modular garrison, LS78, which is one of the location descriptions that you get on the planet. And this is a garrison which is with the old empire. We did find a local snitch who gave us a little bit of information regarding the target, but it was kind of an obvious lie. This gained us +1 notoriety, but now we've got to get back into the loop. We've got to leave the garrison and try and find more leads, try and find more information about where this target is. Where is this Tas Ackbo and the kidnapped apprentice? Right, so we have our loop, exploration and destinations. We are now back at exploration. So we need to roll as before. So 1 dice. What happens on this next stage of our journey? We get a 1. There's no, of course we get a 1. It's a new session, it's a new video. Of course we start off with a 1. Right. There's no sign of your target, but something interrupts your hunt. Roll once on the exploration events table. Okay. I mean, this is kind of like your standard thing, except that sometimes, based on your notoriety, you can actually find a lead. But not in this time, not in this case. Right. So we've got to roll 2d6 this time. The black dice will tell me which table. So on a 1 or 2, it's here. 3 or 4, 5 or 6. And then the white dice will tell me which of the specific events we find. So we're journeying away from this garrison, this old empire garrison. And we're now journeying back into the desert. This is a desert planet, and we want to try and find More info. Right, so we got a 4 and a 5. So table 4, which is this one here, table 3 or 4. And then we have event number 5. Okay. You find a stubborn local arguing with 2 hostiles from the controlling faction. Now, on this planet, the controlling faction is the Targ cartel, which is like a criminal gang based on a certain sort of large slug-like race. Those are the Targs. Okay, so I mean, the hostiles are not necessarily slug things, big fat slug things. They're just sort of hostiles and sort of troopers from that cartel. They fight at range. +1 attack. Okay, now I'm slightly better than these guys. I've got a +2 attack at range. Okay, we've got to choose one. Successfully intervene to recruit the local automatically, or observe the argument play out and gain 1 favor. I mean, successfully intervene basically means that I can either threaten or attack these hostiles. Got to be honest, I've got more chance of... Actually, no, because now I've got favor. So when you are trying to interact with locals, including attack, you basically have to do a reaction. And you have this grid here. And again, I mentioned this in the last video, but you've got this grid where the 4 different actions: speak, threaten, attack, and recruit. And then depending on who you're trying to interact with, it gives you what options you have. So in terms of hostiles, you can only threaten and then attack, or threaten or attack. But there are pros and cons. If you succeed, there are benefits. If you fail, there are problems. For example, if I try to threaten these hostiles and fail, they get a bonus to the attack as the attack starts. If I succeed, I can actually get them to go away without combat happening. Now, with... where is it? Threaten. Yeah, threaten. With threatening, you've got to add half of your notoriety rounded up. So I'm going to be adding +2 to the roll. Now, actually, that could be a better thing to do because my current notoriety is 3. So we round up. So half my notoriety rounded up is 2. So I'm getting a +2 to the roll. They are getting a 0 because they've only got a bonus for their attack. You see, there's no modifiers here for the enemy. And I always need to try and follow the guild rules as much as possible. And the guild basically says, don't kill unless I have to. So I'm thinking possibly threaten could be the best thing. However, if I fail, which is a possibility with my dice rolls. I mean, even with a +2, I could still screw it up. They will then start a fight and they get a +1. So they will then be +2, the same as me. It's a risk, isn't it? It's a risk. But if I succeed, they basically go away and I don't have to kill anyone. I mean, threaten would be more what the guild is about. But I'm thinking that attack, I've got more chance of success. Because at the moment it's +2 versus +1. Threaten is +2 versus 0. But if I fail, I've then got to do an attack and it's going to be +2 versus +2. And there's 2 of them, so I've got to defeat 2. They don't have any defense. I do have +2 defense. So I think I'm going to attack. I'm going to attack them. What the hell? I know I'm not supposed to, but I think I've got a slightly higher chance of succeeding here. Even though threaten is a +2 versus 0, if I fail, I'm screwed. So I'm just going to attack these guys. I think. So fight at range at +1. Okay, so I can fight at range as well at +2. So we attack the modifiers, we roll the dice, we add the modifiers, and we see what basically happens. All right, so let's move this one out of the way. So I got a +2. I'll be black. Unless I say otherwise, I'm rolling the black as my character. So I'm going to be attacking 2 guys. You've got to do 1 at a time. So okay, we're going to attack. I'm going to attack the first one. They're both the same. So it's +2 versus +1. Oh, that's good. So they don't have any defense. So I take the first one down because I get a total of 7. They get a total of 6. The first one goes down. I move on to the second one. Same modifiers. They get a +1, which makes a 5. I get a +2, which makes it a 5. I lose because in this, when you do these reactions, whether it is speaking, recruiting, threatening, or attacking, you've got to get higher, not equal. So I lose that, which means I only have 1 defense left. Now, I do have motivation, which will allow me to re-roll a dice, but I think I'm going to use my defense first, because at the end of a combat, I get my defense back. I don't get my motivation back. I've got to find more motivation if I use it. So I've got 1 defense left. We roll again for the next round of combat. That's better. They get 5, I get 7. Second guy goes down. So we succeed. Bump, bump, bump. Favor, spare, or notoriety kill. I really want to boost my notoriety because I really want to try and find these leads. So I'm going to kill these guys. Again, it's kind of against the guild's rules, but I'm in the middle of a desert. What's the chance they're going to find out? He says. So we gain another notoriety. So now my notoriety is 4, which means I've got a higher chance of finding leads if I can roll those things as I'm traveling. Excellent, excellent, excellent. And if we go back to the exploration event table, successfully intervene to recruit the local automatically. So, recruiting is another one of these reactions. Okay, here we go. Speak, threaten, attack, and recruit. Now, normally, if you try to recruit like a local, it's like gaining an asset. It's like gaining a companion. Now, the way that it works in Notorious and also Ronin is that you don't necessarily get a guy coming with you all the time. They essentially give you some kind of bonus. Sometimes it's a one-time, sometimes it's like a permanent thing. But normally you have to roll and add half of my favor. But in this case, we're automatically succeeding, so I don't have to do that. So we get an asset. Right, so we're going to be rolling here because it's an automatic gain. I don't have to do the favor check. Excellent. What are we going to get? So roll. We get a 4. Guild contact or rich benefactor. Let me move this out of the way for the moment. They usher over an assistant who shoves a heavy sealed canister into your hands. Once per game. Okay, so I'm going to read that as once per contract, yeah? You may open it. It contains a temporary weapon that provides you or a companion with +1 attack against a hostile lead or target. Okay, so this could be thought of as maybe some kind of stun grenade or a shrapnel grenade or some kind of flare. Okay, that is actually pretty useful. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just quickly write that into the assets to show guild contact or rich benefactor. I think because this is taking place as I'm traveling, I think it'll more likely be like a guild contact, maybe as part of a caravan or something, rather than a rich benefactor. I don't think I'll probably meet a rich benefactor as I'm traveling the desert. Yeah, okay. So just give me a couple of seconds. I'm going to write that down and then we'll continue on to our destination. All right, so I've just written here, guild contact, once per game, +1 attack, single combat. The box here, basically, again, a lot of these things is like a single use, whatever. So what happens is that once I use that, I can tick it. And I know that as far as this contract is concerned, I can't use that asset again. Right, so that was our exploration. Okay, so what is it here? What valuable possession or commodity were they trying to keep safe? I'm kind of thinking that it said that I get this, where is it? Heavy sealed canister into my hand. So I'm kind of thinking that this canister that this asset has given me, where I've got this temporary weapon, I think that's the thing that they're trying to keep safe from these hostiles, to stop them from taking it. So they gave it to me instead as a thanks for protecting them. Or maybe they have more than one. Maybe, like I say, it's a guild contact, maybe it's part of a caravan, and they have a number of these canisters, these kind of temporary weapons, and they give me one as a reward kind of thing. That's what I'm thinking. Right, great. So now we continue to the next part of the loop. Exploration goes to destination. Right, where are we going to, what location are we going to find as our destination? We get a 4, get a lot of 4s. Small town. Yes. Yeah, previously, in the previous episode, where is it? Here. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we've been to town 3 times. Now, the game basically says, you know, check the planet and then check the destination number that you rolled against the specific locations. I did that for the first 2 times. Vas Remas Town, which is the one listed here for number 4. I did that for the first couple of towns that I went to, the first 4s I rolled, but the third one, I just put here small town. It was a different town, and I think I'm going to do the same thing again. I think I'm just going to put this as a small town, not the Vas Remas Town. I can't keep using that all the time, because it'll be like, I've been to this one town 10 times. Now, I'm traveling, I'm following leads. I'm not going to keep going backwards and forwards with the same town. So this is just another, what did I roll? I rolled a 4, another small town. Now, what does that entail? Well, it entails exactly what happened last time. Bump, bump. Choose one. Roll once on the destination events table or speak with a local, then rest or barter to gain 1 motivation. Now, I haven't used any motivation yet, so I've still got 5. My defense goes back up. I did lose 1 defense in that combat just now, but once the combat finishes, your defense resets. Let me think. I don't really need another motivation. I mean, motivation would be useful. And it's explorations are the ones where I can find leads and stuff. So do I just want to muck about simple and just get the motivation and then carry on exploration? No, let's do another destination event because it adds a bit more to the story and makes it a little bit more interesting for you guys. So, what are we going to find in this town? So, we're going to roll on the destination charts, and it is another 4. Just table 4, event number 2. So, table 3 and 4, event number 2. Oh, maybe I should have just carried on my way and taken the motivation. Right, what does it say here? A large group of soldiers from the controlling faction. It's the Targ cartel. It's the Huts. There's no way to avoid catching their attention. I've got to roll a die. A number equal to your roll of hostile soldiers. So between 1 to 4 soldiers approach you. Why have so many soldiers gathered here right now? +1 attack, +1 defense. If I roll a 5 or 6, your Nomad's Guild license, hold up to inspection, move along. Move along, move along. Okay, well, we're going to roll another dice to find out what's going on. I want this to be low. Actually, no, I want it to be high. I want it to be a 5 or 6, don't I? Right, come on in. We get a 4. That's the worst. That's the worst result. That's the worst result. Oh dear, so there's 4 of these guys, right? Well, they're hostiles, so I can only threaten or attack. Now, if I try to threaten, I'm getting that's still only a +2. So I'm getting a +2 to the roll. There's no modifier for them. But if I fail, they're going to be as good as me and they attack. Oh, hang on, you've got to do it for each one. If you fail, you may not try to threaten any more. You must fight all remaining. Okay, so I've got to threaten each one. And they're all the same in terms of their stats and everything. If I fail, I've got to basically fight the rest. Let's try. Right, so I'm getting a +2. Black is for my character, white is for the enemies. I'm getting a +2, they're getting a 0 for threaten. Oh no. Oh no, here we go. Right, wish me luck. Right, first one, I get a 7 versus 5. So the first one is gone. So I'm just going to make a note here. Going to get another dice. So one's run away. Second one. That's good, isn't it? I get a +2, so 3 versus 2. Yes, good. So the second one runs away. Right, good. Third one. Again, good. 6-4. I mean, it's good because even if I fail the last one, I'm only going to have to fight one guy. Okay, the fourth and last Tug Cartel Patrolman. Fourth one. Yes. Excellent. A little bit nervous, little bit nervous, I must admit. So all 4 of them I managed to threaten and get rid of them. Thank God for that. Okay, because like I say, if you fail the threaten, then you have to fight, and they get a +1, which means they'll be having the same attack as me and almost as much defense as me, which I don't know. Could have. Well, I mean, like I say, I've got motivation, so I probably would have survived, but my motivation would have taken a hit, I think. But yes, excellent. We managed to threaten them. Right, success. They back down, no longer an immediate threat. Roll on the threat neutralized table to see sort of the results. So it's a d6, we roll a d6, we get a 4 again. My God, these dice rolled a lot of 4s. Right, they realize that you are a nomad and they are in serious danger. What happened to the last person who interfered with a guild contract? You wouldn't be so bold if the guild didn't have your back. Yeah, run away, Crims. Right, we did it. Now, we don't actually get any bonuses or any kind of rewards for that, but that's okay. We survived, which is the good thing. Right. What have we got here? Why have they so many soldiers gathered here right now? Now, this is a destination. This is a small town, so why are there so many cartel members here? I mean, maybe they're doing the sort of protection racket thing. They're kind of here to gather the protection money, the fees for the cartel from all of the villagers, from all of the townspeople. I think that's possibly, yeah, it's sort of the time of the week or the time of the month where they come and collect their the protection racket money. I think that's probably why. Right. Destination is done. We are now back to, what am I talking about? Exploration. So we go back to the exploration. Now, I have a 4 notoriety, which means on a 4 or 5, I encounter a lead, because if my notoriety is 4 or higher, or 3 or higher, we encounter a lead. So, exploration. We leave the small town with all those cartel thugs walking around, and we're going to travel to the next destination, but on the road, what do we find? Right, I want a 4 or a 5 because I want to encounter a lead. I want to start making some headway. So, here we go. I got a 4. If your notoriety is 4 or higher, you encounter a lead. Otherwise, roll once on the exploration events table. Oh, yes. Right, so we have our first lead. Now, a little bit of work to do for this. One little issue that I have with Notorious, when I compare with Ronin, is that with the Ronin character sheet, it has a space to put your first villain, the second villain, and the main villain, and to write down their stats and whatever. With Notorious, there's actually nowhere to put information about the leads and the target when you when you find the target, you've got to roll to find their stats and everything. But there's nowhere here to actually put that, which is a little bit of, I don't know, maybe they could have reduced the space that the border takes up, and maybe added a space at the bottom to put sort of lead 1, lead 2, and then a target, just to put down things like their stats and their abilities and stuff. Yeah, just what I'm thinking. I mean, here you've got leads encountered, you'll tick them off, but there's not really much space to put details. So what I'm going to do for the lead that we are now encountering is I'm actually just going to put down the details in here, inside my little book. Right, leads. So leads are like the minor bosses, the minor villains. Before you can finish the job, you'll need to find a few leads, known associates of the target. Leads may provide clues about the target's goals and offer an opinion on their actions. Yes, okay. To create a lead, first roll for a showdown to establish the location where you encounter them. I think Ronin had something very similar to this. And then for the first and second leads, roll for species and personality, and then roll on the leads table to discover exactly who they are. So as you can see here, there are stats and information regarding them. Okay. Third lead isn't a lead, they are the target. Right, so the first thing we need to do is to roll for the showdown to determine where this little confrontation is going to take place. So we move to the showdown page. Like any good film, your key confrontations should happen somewhere memorable. Your growing reputation on this planet means your quarry and their associates know you're after them. You have to venture into the wilderness to try and find them. Right. So we've got to roll once for sight and once for setting to create a cinematic showdown location. Right. So black, white. Here we go. Dum dum. We get a 2 and a 2. Oh, the 2s. So you meet on a precarious bridge or platform, high above a canyon or river. The temperature is rapidly becoming dangerously high. Okay, it's a desert planet, so I'm thinking it's going to become dangerously high. Okay, so what I'm going to write down is I'm going to write down here, bridge or platform, high above a canyon or river. I think it's going to be above a canyon. Again, this is a desert planet, so I'm not thinking there's going to be a lot of rivers running around. So it's going to be over a bridge over troubled waters, over a canyon, and temperature rising. It's getting hot. It's getting hot in here. Right. So we're going to be sweaty. What happens next after we have created the showdown? So it's on a bridge over a canyon. Temperature rising. It's getting really hot. Maybe there's a bit of lava. Is it lava? Lava magma. I think magma is when it's below the ground. Lava when it's above the ground. I could be wrong. Could be the other way around. But yeah, nice cinematic little setting for the coming combat. Right. We've now got to do species and personality. Okay, we can do that. Trusty bookmark. Species. Where the species at? Here we go. Right. So our first lead, 2d6. We get a 5. A Murian. Actually, that fits because the Murians are one of the predominant species on this planet. We have encountered Murians before. There was a sand crawler or scrap crawler, and there was a Murian thief who tried to steal something from me. I think I killed him. But yes, we have come across a Murian lead. So our lead is a Murian, which is a rat-like alien. Okay, name. Yeah, let's do names. Number 5, Tulu Saloon. Tulu. Oh, hang on. Should I just take the first name or should I take both? I'll take both. Tulu Saloon. Saloon. Tulu Saloon. Now we've also got to check. What else we got to check? Personality, wasn't it? Where is it? Where is it? Personality, yeah. So we go to the next page. Personality. What's this lead going to be like? How are they going to act? D6. Go 4. Angry, argumentative, and loud. Okay, well, I mean, that fits a villain, doesn't it? Angry, argumentative, and loud. Let's make him angry. He's an angry rat. And he's angry that we are coming after his boss, the frog, the amphibian, the frog alien, Tas Ackbo. So he's angry that we've made it this far and that we have encountered him in particular. Maybe I'm interrupting his busy schedule of being a criminal. So, okay, so he's angry. Personality. Okay, good. We go back. We'll go back here to the lead page, put the bookmark out of the way. Right, so we've done that. And then we're going to roll on the leads to find out exactly who they are. D6. Vjok, a 2. They're a dangerous accomplice of your target. Roll for their faction. Ooh. Challenging or minor. So they're either from the Old Empire or from the Mystic Order. Ooh, they could be like an inside man that helped them to get the apprentice kidnapped. If I roll that. So let's have a look. What faction are they? A 2. Okay, they're not from the Mystic Order. They are from the Challenging faction, which is the Old Empire. Yeah, so basically he's like an empire, an empire soldier or an empire assassin, spy, whatever. Okay. How have they gained a reputation as a particularly brutal fighter? Maybe, again, he's an accomplice of Tas Ackbo. So maybe he is like Tas Ackbo's link to the empire in terms of maybe weapon supply. And maybe he's been known to be very violent when the transaction of weapons and money and payment doesn't go according to plan. So maybe he's known for being extremely violent and in a lot of cases killing if people sort of go back on their word or the deal doesn't go through. Maybe that's where his reputation comes from. But he's part of the Old Empire, and maybe he's the weapons dealer for our villain, our Tas Ackbo, the froggy guy. Right, speak with them, and then they attack you in melee. All right. So we're going to speak to them. What am I doing? We need this. Now, normally for when you're doing the speak reaction, the result that you get isn't necessarily something that gives you a bonus in terms of the mechanics, in terms of combat or boosting your stats, but it's normally more in terms of developing the story, helping you to journal or to create the adventure that you're playing. So speaking is normally just that sort of flavor element. Nomads don't always shoot first. The speak reaction allows you to speak plainly with locals or coax evidence out of leads. Okay, so speaking, add half of your favor, rounded up. If you're speaking with a lead or target, you automatically succeed. Oh, okay. So with a lead, again, it's been a while since I played this. I played Notorious a lot when it first came out, but I haven't played it a lot recently, I have to be honest. But now that Outsiders is here, I'll be playing it again. So okay, a lead, we automatically succeed. It's that whole villain thing that we see in the comics and the movies where the villains just can't help themselves. They come out with the speech. So locals and assets, leads and target. Okay, so D6 we get a 5. Your client is desperate to keep your target's actions contained. What story are they spreading that reflects badly on your client? They can't just make this one go away. Maybe they're spreading stories of this apprentice not being kidnapped. Maybe it's a case of them willingly and being forced out of the Mystic Order. At least the Mystic Order, isn't it? Got to be careful, because in Outsiders they have the Mystic something Coven, I think. So got to make sure I say the right one. Mystic Order is Notorious, Mystic Coven is Outsiders. But yeah, maybe they're spreading the story that the apprentice actually left of their own choice. Maybe they said that they were being mistreated, abused, sort of physical abuse, mental abuse in the Mystic Order, and they wanted to leave by their own choice, kind of thing. Maybe that's what they're spreading in terms of the story. Okay, that works. So the villain, the lead, has, what's his name? Tulu Saloon, this rat-like Murian, is confronting me on this bridge saying, look, leave us alone. Your boy wanted to leave. We didn't take him. How do I do a rat-like thing? It's going to sound like the Scaven, is it? Never mind. Okay, we are now coming to the next part. So, how do they gain the reputation? We explained that. We spoke with them and we found out that they are spreading stories that the apprentice left on their own with reasons of abuse. Now they attack me in melee. Okay, this is a little bit worrying because they have +3 attack and +1 defense. Now I do have that asset, that temporary weapon, which can actually give me a +1 attack. I'm thinking, sorry about the noise. My chair can be a little bit squeaky. I'm thinking I might use this, to be honest. I mean, I could save it until I meet the target, but it's no good if I don't survive that long. So I think I'm going to use the asset to give me a +1 attack. So now I've got +3. And it is ranged, no, melee. So yeah, it's +2 attacks, and now it's it's +4. Ooh, hang on, do I need to use it then? Because I get a +3 against leads. A +4 is better though, isn't it? Because they're +3 as well. Yep, I'll use that asset. I can only use it once per contract. So now I've got a +4 attack. Yes. And +2 defense. Right. So the enemy has 3 attack, 1 defense. Right, okay. So again, as I say, otherwise black is for my character. So we attack, the first round of combat. Oh, yes. We get a 10, they get a 5. Oh. But the problem is he does have +1 defense. So this attack fails. He managed to block, but he's got no more defense left. Okay, next round of combat. Oh, the dice gods are shining on me. Right, we get a 10, they get a 5 again. They've got no more defense. So we defeat them, bish bash bosh. Well, actually just a bish bosh. But we defeat them in 2 rounds. Oh, hells yeah. But I kind of wasted that, didn't I? I didn't actually need that. Never mind. I had to make sure that I can continue the story and not get killed by the first lead. And that means that we can cross off the first lead encountered. 2 more. Now, success. Hostile or lead. Okay, so we can choose either to spare them and gain 1 favor or kill them to get notoriety. I'm thinking notoriety because with a 5 notoriety, I have a much higher chance of finding leads again. So I think I'm going to kill him. Guild rules, I think leads are fine to kill. It's sort of the locals and the hostiles that maybe they frown upon. But I think leads are perfectly okay to kill. So We gain 1 notoriety. Excellent. Look at that. 555. Yes. Looking good, looking good. Okay, that is the combat done. Very nice. So I'm just going to make a note in my notebook and we'll be right back. Right, that is the end of episode 1, part 2. Part 3, the conclusion, I suspect. But I don't really want the videos to be excessively long. So I think this will do for part 2. Part 3 will follow. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Next video, I'll probably link in the end screen for part 3. Yeah, carry on watching. It's a lot of fun. I'm having a good time with this. Chasing down the frog. Right, until part 3, take care, stay safe. Cheers.